I'm going to call again, or I'm going to float because the board is dry and I can rep strength, blah, blah, blah. But I think that on a board like that, he really shouldn't have gone for the check raise. If he's going to check, I think what he probably should have done is just pretended like he had ace queen, ace king, and just gone ahead and check called 3. I think that would have been better than the line that he took. We got a lead, it looks like, from the big blind. I'm obviously going to call this. We have a pair. Left-hand side, under the gun opens. Relatively close pre-flop. But again, it's not really a spot where I'm all that worried about it. Right-hand side, no reason to get fancy here. Definitely just keep slow playing. Left-hand side, definitely a check call. Flush draw comes on the turn. Probably still going to have to fold it at some point in time. I'm going to go ahead and pretend like I have something not as good as I do. Just don't really think he goes bet check bet as a bluff ever. So if he never goes bet check bet as a bluff ever, then we just go ahead and lead something gay, so he calls or whatever. And also, it's a spot where it'd be a really cheap bluff. Right hand side, the board is really boring and normal, or the board is really boring and kind of dry. I mean, the fact of the matter is I'm just not getting paid off here very often at all. I guess I could have bet like 12 and tried to induce, but I just know that when he checks the river, he's checking to fold it. Like, I guess some small percentage of the time he's got a 4. Right? Even then, I didn't think he had a 4 when he led. I just didn't think he had anything. He had anything at all. Ooh, left-hand side, they got it all in pre-flop. Dak 11, who's already given Lego props. Gonna go for a flush. Did not get it. Ouch. So sad. Right-hand side, I'm gonna bet 850. A lot of times you hear me say that it's a good spot to check because we obviously don't have a hand that we want to do anything exciting with. Just keep 3-betting in position on the left. But at this point in time, Tucko, I think there's a chance that he overcalled that last hand. There's a chance he calls with something like ace-jack with the jack of hearts or some bullshit. It's a spot where I think that I have to just keep it. Now, once this guy calls, and he's tied over a very small sample, I'm just going to check and sort of think about checking with the intention to fold. Here we're actually going to try to, I'm going to just check fold on the right-hand side. Just don't think he bets 12. On the left-hand side, we tried to induce with worse, and then we flopped good. So it would be queens and jacks on the flop. He also probably has the same hand a lot. Okay, so he actually 4-bet with 8s under the gun and got it into the little 5-bet. I guess the small 5-bet served its purpose if he got it in really late. But he held. Right-hand side, no reason to. This is a good hand to play multi-way. There's no reason to raise it up, especially since Milo D-Man is a perceived fish. So there's no reason for me to try to knock him out of the pot. I want to play a hand versus him where I could make a straight or a flush, and he can pay me off with a 1-pair type hand. Right-hand side, Jack-9 suited is obviously a really good hand. It's not going to be easy to play out of position, but it's a hand that I'm okay with playing out of position, especially against people who I'm probably going to play better post-flop than. When it comes to me in the small, I'm going to raise because I think that Dr. Milo Man, again, guy that's playing fit or fold in the big blind, calling with too many hands, obviously insta-folds the flop because he probably had like King 7 offsuit or something like that. Just nothing good, obviously. Right-hand side, Queen 3 is going to be close to an open for me on the button. I'd probably fold it at my, if I folded at 25.50, and a lot of you are going to be like, oh, you're playing differently at 50-cent dollar than you would at your normal stakes, but that's just, there's a reason I'm playing different. The reason I play differently in spots is because at 25.50, my reason for folding the button with Queen 3 off is because the blinds are going to 3-bet me too much, and they're going to play well post-flop. The reason for me opening it is that, at 50-cent dollar is, the blinds are going to call too much, and they're going to play poorly post-flop. So that combination of things is sort of the reason that I'm able to open. It's not because the stakes are so small, holy fuck, blah, blah, blah. It's just, for the reason that I gave. I think that this was a really good video. As far as